Welcome to True Sports Talk. Let's let the talk begin. And what we're talking about, NCAA football and the games you should keep an eye out for this Saturday. Now, I'm going to give you about 2 or 3 games that I really think is going to be really entertaining. Now, this is what I think. If they're not entertaining, oh well, I was wrong. But check it out. Notre Dame versus Michigan. Why? Because these two teams, no one really knows what these two teams can do. Right now, yes, Notre Dame is a ranked team and Michigan's not. But they're playing in Michigan. And last year, Michigan was able to move the ball on its defense. The only problem is Michigan couldn't get to the end zone, which why Notre Dame won. But this year, I think they'll be able to do it, especially with their quarterback by committee. But even though Forestier is the starter, and he's athletic, and he can throw the ball, he likes to sit in the pocket, but he can use his feet. Now, Jimmy Clausen in the first game, what he had, 4 touchdowns and 300-plus yards. That's a great game. And he can do that against Michigan if Michigan doesn't put pressure on him. Now, that's going to be the big difference in the game. If Michigan can put pressure on Jimmy Clausen and Notre Dame falls behind early, I'm not sure how the team is going to react. And I think Michigan can pull out the upset and get the win in Michigan Stadium. That's one game you should watch. Next game, Houston Cougars versus the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a big win against Georgia. But the Cougars, they have a nice offense and they have a nice potent offense. So it'll make it a nice offensive type of game. And OU really didn't look, Oklahoma State Cowboys really didn't look that great against Georgia. So I think the Cougars could give them a run for their money. So that might be another game. But the one game, and then the third game I'm going to give you is VTech versus Marshall. Now, VTech should run away with this if VTech plays the way they need to play. Now, if you saw the VTech Alabama game, you saw Tyrod stay in the pocket and try to throw the ball and end up going 9 for 20 with negative rushing yards. That shouldn't happen against Marshall, and if it does, VTech is done. Now, VTech has a nice running back, Ryan Williams. I don't know how Marshall's going to handle it, but Marshall also has a nice running back as well. And you saw how Alabama gutted that defensive line. So Marshall will get the ground game going, and they have 2 receivers that can let loose at any given time. They both had 100 yards in the first game of the season. So that Virginia Tech Marshall game is going to look enticing. So watch that game. I'm not saying Marshall's going to win. I'm not giving them the win, but I'm saying they can. All right? True Sports Talk. I'm out.